Aloha, it's Kiana, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, huge mahalo to Longs Drugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longs Drugs for all your shopping needs. Honolulu's Landfill Advisory Committee has rejected 6 proposed sites for a new Oahu landfill. The committee is seeking a suitable replacement for the island's only municipal landfill at Waimanalo Gulch. In 2019, the State Land Use Committee ruled that the Waimanalo facility must close by March 2028. The Landfill Advisory Committee narrowed down the search to 6 locations. An important consideration for potential sites was Act 73, which prohibits waste or disposal facilities from being located in a state conservation district. The act also requires a half-mile buffer between disposal activities and the closest residence, school, or hospital property line. All 6 locations identified by the committee satisfy the legal requirements, but there were concerns that the proposed sites could impact freshwater supplies. The committee has been asked to include a request for an extension to the 2028 deadline in its final report, which is expected to be drafted in May. After more than a year of delays, the Hawaii State Hospital's new $160 million psychiatric facility is expected to open in about 2 weeks. Construction of the 144-bed facility in Kaneohe was completed in early 2021 and granted a certificate of occupancy that February. But it took months for State Department of Health officials to create policies and procedures for operating the facility. Recruitment didn't begin until May because the department failed to consult with the unions that represent staff. More recently, health officials and the State Department of Accounting and General Services determined that some aspects of the new building were not up to standard. Some of the showers have draining issues that could cause flooding, and some doorknobs and door hinges need to be replaced to ensure patient safety. The state mental hospital houses patients with significant mental health issues that have been ordered there after committing a crime or while awaiting evaluations for trial. The delays have left patients housed in overcrowded and run-down buildings on other parts of the campus. Samuel Kayabyab Kamaka Jr., patriarch of Mokulele, Inc., for more than a half-century, died on March 15 in Honolulu. He was 3 months away from his 100th birthday. Born and raised in Honolulu, Sam Kamaka and his younger brother Frederick began helping their father at Mokulele and Guitar Works when they were still in elementary school. Sam Sr. founded the business in 1916. The company was renamed Kamaka & Sons Enterprises, but the brothers were drafted for military service and then continued their education on the GI Bill. While completing a doctorate in entomology at Oregon State University, Sam Kamaka learned that his father was terminally ill. He returned home to help Sam Sr. and then set aside his career plans to take charge of the company after his father's death in 1953. Sam's brother joined as general manager in 1972, and their sons later took on major roles at the company. Sam Kamaka is survived by sons Chris, Casey, and Kelly, daughters Catherine, Polly, Malia, and Jenny, brother Fred Sr., and numerous nephews, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Honolulu police are investigating an attempted murder after 2 men were shot in an Eva Beach neighborhood early this morning. Emergency medical services paramedics arrived on the scene at Hanakahi Street to find a man in his mid-30s in critical condition. A 25-year-old man was found in serious condition. Both were transported to a nearby hospital. Police said the investigation is ongoing, but meanwhile, 2 people were seriously injured in a stabbing in Iwilei on Monday. Honolulu police are investigating the incident that left a man and a woman wounded on Iwilei Road. Police and emergency medical services arrived on the scene at the intersection of Sumner Street and Iwilei Road at about 3:15 Monday afternoon. A 23-year-old woman suffered a stab wound to her forearm, while a 24-year-old man was treated for stab wounds to his leg and the middle of his body. They were taken to a nearby hospital in serious condition. 2 Mokulele Airlines pilots have been honored for taking quick action after a private plane crashed at Maui's Hana Airport in January. Captain Eric Mehmet and First Officer Nate McBride had just finished seeing off their passengers when they saw a small private plane crash near the airstrip. Without hesitation, the pair grabbed a small first aid kit and fire extinguisher before moving through thick foliage toward the shouts of the small plane's pilot and passenger. Pilots working for Skydive Hana gave an aerial report of the crash site as the Mokulele crew hiked through the dense forest. When they reached the aircraft, Mehmet and McBride saw that the passenger had made his way out of the plane while the pilot was pinned inside. Fuel from ruptured tanks was pouring onto the ground, and the Mokulele crew scrambled to turn off the electrical system to prevent the plane from bursting into flames. The injured men, ages 61 and 70, were taken away for medical treatment. Mehmet and McBride made it back to their plane in time to welcome new passengers on board before flying them to Kahului in time to make their connecting flights. For their actions, the men were honored Monday by the airline, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the State Senate in a ceremony at Daniel K. Inouye International Airport. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.